And we'll take a look at the field then. It's USA 1, Australia, Great Britain, Switzerland 1, the Netherlands, and Croatia.
Wow, looking forward to this race. If it's just half as good as the Bled race between the Swiss and the British, I'm not sure anyone else is going to get into this race. I guess you never know, but this is going to be an absolute cracker. Don't think there'll be a world's best time, but they'll certainly go, you know, sub 6:20, I reckon, in this race. So on the far side, it's Justin Best and Peter Quinton. Best from Kennett Square, Philadelphia. Peter Quinton, of course, the Husky in the stroke seat, former Husky from Washington University. There in lane 2 is the Australian pair, Angus Dawson, rode at Cal, won the IRAs, the 8th title in America. Has come over here paired up with Joe O'Brien, who's recovering from an operation. Nice to see him back in the crew, the man from Sydney Boat Club. There's the Brits, Ollie Wynne-Griffith and Tom George. Tom George in the stroke seat closest to us, sub 6:40 on the erg. These two men got the better of them in Bled 3 weeks ago. Roman Orijli, Rio and Tokyo Olympian from Switzerland, 29 years of age, won the boat race with Oxford. Andre Gulick from Yale University, 24, amazing career he's had. So the pair from the Netherlands, Peter van Veen and Eli Brewer. Entered in the Goblets, I think, at Henley. And the Lončarić twins from Croatia, replacing the Sinkovic brothers, who of course have moved into the double scull. Started just giving the call over. So there we go, the race in the men's pair.
Ooh, GB, off the line.
This Swiss pair, I didn't see it in commentary at the Europeans, but they did catch a crab. I was talking with their coach Ian Wright yesterday, just on the ergs, and he said they caught a bit of a boat stopper and had to get the boat going, which made their result against the British that more impressive. Great start from the Lončarić twins over on this near side. Patrick and Anton Lončarić, 22 years of age. But it is the Brits who have led out. They set their stall out pretty clear in yesterday's semi-final, and to be fair, in the heat, you know, they like to go out really strong, and they got beaten by the Romanians in the World Championships last year. They beat the Romanians in the semi, then the Romanians did them off the start. I think they've kind of, with their new coach Dan Moore, have just decided we are not going to be done in the first 500 again, and you can see how quickly the British pair have gone out.
Yeah, GB still up at 38 strokes per minute as we see 37, 38 holding on to that advantage. And yeah, Swiss in hot pursuit of GB, of course, the gold-winning duo from the first World Cup. At the 500-meter down, just shy of it coming through.
Australia doing really well over there in lane 2. Angus Dawson, the 22-year-old from Cal University, hails from Adelaide in South Australia. Joseph O'Brien from Sydney University Boat Club had that surgery in January, so he's doing really well to be back in the team. Simon Keenan was originally entered in the Aussie pair, but he's now rowing in the 8. They've had to shift things around. Talking to Mark Prater, the 8's coach. But this Australian pair travelling quickly, as are these men. They are right in contact with the fast-starting Brits. Roman Orijli up in the bows, 29-year-old. Andre Gulick, the younger man in the stroke seats, studied at Yale University. And interesting, Orijli's comment on his information sheet, which the athletes have to fill in, was there are many rowers who inspire them. One of them is Andrew Triggs-Hodge, who of course raced at Oxford, stroked the British 4 to Olympic gold medals. And, well, there we see Britain out in front, but the Swiss have an overlap, which I guess is pretty ominous. The Swiss are going to be fine sitting back there. That, you know, they're not going to be troubled that Britain are out in front. They've beaten them 3 weeks ago. They've got a fantastic sprint finish. They know what it will have cost the Brits to stay out in front. They're going through the thousands. Sorry, Khalid.
No, I was going to ask you, Martin, typical of this British combination at around 1,000 to really go, do you think?
You'd say Britain has kind of got a profile of a third quarter that's stronger than a lot of crews in the race, but the fact is they've gone out so quickly you don't know what it's taken out of their legs. You know, with an ergo like Tom George, sub 540, he's not the biggest and, you know, heaviest athlete, so his power per weight ratio is phenomenal. There's Joe O'Brien from Australia, 24-year-old, stroking that boat. Hope you're enjoying this transmission if you're watching down in Australia. The Swiss are just losing a bit of contact with the British. That's quite an important push. You talked about the third quarter, Khalid.
Yeah.
The Brits have just pushed away. Look at their boat speed, 19 up there on that little graphic. They are moving away from the Swiss.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
One of the things, talking to Mark Prater, I said, you know, did you see the Brits race in Bled? He said, I saw it. It was a great race, the Swiss. But he said, I think the Brits are just a bit more looser. They let the boat come to them a bit more around the front. They've changed a little bit their technique. And look at the way they are moving away from the Swiss. This is a fantastic exhibition of Perezroyd in the third quarter. I said they wouldn't have much in their legs. They proved me completely wrong, Colleen. Switzerland in silver medal position will wonder what's hit them. They are going for silver medal position at the moment with the Australians, who are in bronze medal position. Great row from the Australians. The rest of the field a little way back behind as we come through to 1,500 metres.
Oh, look out for the Aussies in hot pursuit of this Swiss crew. Again, Switzerland gold winners at the World Cup. Smaller entry field there, but still about a meter separating. Can the Aussies overhaul Switzerland? No one's touching Great Britain.
The British only 3 seconds off of Murray and Bond, the great New Zealand pair who won at the London Olympics, won at Rio. They did 6:08 at the London Olympics. It's a sensational world's best time. Well, the Brits are only 3 seconds off it in conditions that aren't as quick. And it just shows you the potential of this pair. Look at them, they're going for the finish now. Tom George is going through the gears. Ollie Wynne-Griffith, his schoolboy friend from Radley College, is calling to him. Let's go through the gears, let's show them what they can do. They paddled across the line and did 6:21. Their time is going to be something like 6:11, 6:12, sensationally fast time. The Swiss really try and dig in. I think they'll do too much for the Australians. Our drone shot flying ahead of the British. Isn't that a fantastic shot? There's Tom George. You can see him there, go through the gears. Ollie Wynne-Griffith, both of these men in the British 8 in Tokyo. They're coming up to the finish line. The Swiss are closing on them. Britain are tiring. The Australians are coming back at them. But the British are going to prevail in this contest. Switzerland will take the silver medal. It's a clear water margin from the Brits as they come up to the line. 6:11, 6:12, 6:13. What a sensational time in these conditions. Switzerland take the silver medal. Australia, fantastic row from the two Aussies. Just here for 8 days and they do that. On the far side, it is USA 1, Best and Quinton in 4th place. Decent result for them. The Loncheritz twins get 5th, and Van Veen and Brewer, the pair from the Netherlands, get 6th. Well, what do you reckon to that, Khalid?
What a fantastic race for Great Britain, and then just a real thrill to watch the rest of the remaining crews go toe-to-toe. So, the Swiss and the Aussies, the Swiss just able to hold them off. And as we saw, Croatia and the Netherlands behind. I was a little surprised to see the Netherlands as far back as they were. I don't know if it was the best race for them. They went a bit quicker in their semi-final. They were just behind Great Britain. But
yeah, I think it's not the top Netherlands pair in that way. This is this kind of a second level, a reserve squad almost, and the Netherlands are sent in, which is great. We can see the British pair. The field did close up to them slightly, but you know that third quarter push was so impressive.
Yeah, magic. So fluid, as you mentioned, Martin. Just
you
see that here.
Thanks to Mark Prater, the Aussie men's 8s coach. Such a sharp eye. and the Aussie men's 8 looking good here. But really nice to see that difference the British pair have made in their own between now and Bled. Confirmation, look at that time, 6:13. Rosalie Gulick in silver medal position. Dawson O'Brien from Australia in third. Best and Quinton took fourth place.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for our medalists.
Signore e signori, applaudiamo i nostri medagliati.